welcome to our episode number 16 of Still Standing, our second episode, second of many, every last Wednesday down at Radio 2 Funky with Dave's Mental Health Space, and also a collaboration with myself with Still Standing. So, as promised, we're going to have loads of fantastic guests coming every single month, and this month we have got brother like Rhys from the Brotherhood Legion. So just before we do connect, over to you, Dave. Dave, what we got?
I love how you put me on the spot there, Side. So we've like we said, we've got Reiss down from the Brotherhood Legion. He's doing fantastic things for the mental health. I actually met Reiss at a men's mental health group at Novotel Hotel, I think that's right, and we did a little talk about substance use and things like that, and was able to help a couple of people, which is good. I've also met him at a knife crime prevention thing, which just fruitful, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Let's face it. So, in the fruit of what we're trying to do, I thought you could be the first guest. Do you know what I mean? You're smashing it, the man of the moment, big man in the chair. So, you'll take it away. Tell us what you're doing, how you are, and all that kind of things. You know.
So I'm doing good. I'm doing nice right now. Should we just, before we get into that, let's just touch on the 2 moments you said. So the first time I met you is when you came down to do a drug and alcohol awareness workshop for the Brotherhood Legion, which is based at Novotel Hotel, which is the CIC for men's mental health that I run. And you and Leroy came down, you know what I mean, talked about your experiences, shared that with about 12 to 15 lads that came to that session, I believe. And, thank you for doing that, bro. Because a lot of the lads at the session got, some real benefits and value from that session. And yourself, you've met a couple of them and what it meant in the condition and the place they are in their lives, and, how important that intervention is. So big up on that one. The second one is you come down and we had a little outtake when we was installing a bleed kit on Braunston.
That's the one,
down on the Happy Shopper, or the Family Shopper. Down in Braunston, we put a prevention knife bleed kit in there from a charity football game that we had with Ditch a Knife campaign by Tyler. So that was another, basically just community give back, trying to put some equipment on the streets to make a statement and raise some awareness about, how bad knife crime getting. But so there's them 2 moments when we first met. Let's rewind it. So my name is Rhys Lofters. I run the Brotherhood Legion.cic, which is a multi-award-winning men's mental health movement within Leicester. We've been running for around about 3 years now. We do live sessions every Saturday. We have a social, a chat, a coffee, or do some workshops around education or therapy. Every Sunday we do fitness. That might be, CrossFit training, that might be HIIT training, or it might be yoga, might be breath work. And then we do a lot with the community, so big projects of renovation, community service, feeding the homeless, feeding anybody on Christmas. A lot of, bringing the community together to provide services to help the rest of the community. And we're doing pretty good, it's been 3 years. We've put in probably over about 125 events, big and small. And then we've worked with over about 100 plus businesses, self-employed professionals and organisations. So we've become very popular because we're very friendly and we're very consistent,
Well, and that's why I wanted to get you on. I mean, I didn't kind of say where I met you to get a bit of light for myself. It is to kind of give a glimpse of the circumstances of how I met you. Do you know what I mean? I didn't meet you down the pub. I didn't meet you I met you when you was out doing here trying to save lives. Do you know what I mean? And a couple of them people, man, I'm still in contact with them now. Do you know what I mean? And it's good. And it's I always get it wrong. I always say knife crime thing. I have to put anti-knife.
Everybody knows what you mean.
It's one of them doing it. But it's
fruitful.
It's fruitful. I mean, I've seen on Facebook as well. You're doing help the veterans as well and that kind of stuff as well.
Well, what that was, help the veterans, is actually, it's a gentleman I know that's running a new CIC coming. It's called The War in My Head, and he has a thing on Instagram if you want to go and check him out. As an ex-veteran, he wants to create a model like we have with the Brotherhood to bring community and men together to find some brotherhood and then find some support. And he basically has to just have a sit down with me just to kind of run through the pattern of like what I do with the Brotherhood and how to basically create events or apply myself over my socials. And we just had a coffee and chopped up because that's a part of what I do as well. If people want any advice, or they want to come to me with an idea that they want to try and create, I can make that possible as well. I've done so many events, and you kind of learn that experience, and some things we already know what we've got to do. It's just someone reminding us or giving us a little bit of a nudge.
Just to go back a little, Rhys, so obviously everything starts from somewhere for a reason. Do you know what I mean? So give us a bit of background. How did the Brotherhood Legions come up about, and how did it start? Because you didn't just jump out of bed and it was there. You obviously had a passion, you had a drive. So what was the reason behind it? What was the backstory?
So there's a couple of reasons, deep reasons, that really stand out to me. And let me kind of fire a question back to you. Has anybody ever met you in life, just crossed you in your path of life and seriously changed the direction of it, like changed your life? That just a one person that's kind of shifted your whole reality.
Yeah.
Well, I had one, and her name was Diane Ford, and she worked for the council. And when I was 17, I was walking home from my City and Guilds painting and decorating course because I dumped out of college because I didn't get any grades when I was in school, so I couldn't go to any courses that were, anything that was adequate that I wanted to. And then she knew I had a passion for dance when I was younger. I used to dance in the carnival for local dance troupes, and she asked me if I wanted to be a part of this scheme in Braunston where they were taking kids out of disadvantaged areas and putting them into the arts. Now, I put my name down on the list, didn't really think much of it. The project folded because they didn't get the funding from the council, and then what she did is, because I was the first on the list, put me forward to her friend who owned a private dance college, LCPA, Miss Anne Oliver's dance college, Leicester College of Performing Arts, and then she gave me an opportunity. I got the grant for 3 years. I got a private scholarship, and my community Braunston working paid for all my dance gear.
Wow.
So if you think about this, is what I'm saying. I'm saying a kid that was 17 didn't have no idea what he was doing. From the age of 14, he was just smoking draw and, finding ways to make cheap money, skiving school and just shoplifting. His whole life was twisted upside down. And then after midway through 17, he's in a private performing arts college, dancing. It's like 8 hours a day. Then 3 years later, to be travelling around the world, which I did for 10 years. Now, that woman seriously changed my life. And she showed me what the power is of one individual can do for another individual if you can give them an opportunity and encourage them just to have a little bit of self-belief.
And now you're carrying that energy into passing it on to others. I love this, Dave. I love this stuff, Dave. I swear to you, when you said about Rhys, I knew there's a backstory, and this is why this stuff is so immensely powerful. Being able to take something that was given to you so freely by someone else, and now you've been able to give to others, and the levels of service that you're delivering off your own back. Tell me something. How old was you when this dream started? It was 17, did you say?
Well, yeah. If you wanna say 17 is when that woman met me in the street and then created that shift, then that was one of the pinnacle parts. And then it just comes down to when somebody gives you the opportunity to take the full advantage of it. I think always I was outgoing anyway as a child. I was always, I always looked to make new friends. I moved around a few different estates in Leicester, so I was always easy at making friends. And I think that's probably a lot of part of it. I do love people. I love people. I love how they come from different places. I love the culture of it. I love like their story, and I find that interesting as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful. So what sort of things have you got in line? I mean, you sound really busy, to be fair, but have you got anything lined up? What's going to happen with your thing in the future? What have you got coming up?
Well, every year we've just been kind of increasing in, event speed. Just basically, the amount of people that are coming to the group, the services we provide. We've even added therapy to it now, so we've got over a baker's dozen people therapy inside the group, which is amazing for how small we are, and we don't get a lot of funding. We do it a lot by fundraising. So today we just had an event called #LookGoodFeelGood just today, where we feed anybody that comes to the general public. We give them free clothes and we give them free haircuts.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you know that?
Where is this?
Across the road, just across the road today.
So for the viewers, where is across the road?
We're in Leicester right now. We're in the city centre, and just off Granby Street. It's at the Centre Projects, Leicester. So it's an incredible charity that works extremely hard and provides an array of different services. Of its cooking lessons, of its a food bank, of its open sessions to do crafts and arts, and do all these sorts of different activities and find community. They're amazing. I used to volunteer there when I first started my charity work.
Wow.
And I went there as a service user, to be honest, and then it turned into volunteering.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah,
Absolutely beautiful. We're around the corner. We're literally around the corner. I didn't even know he was doing all this stuff. I knew he was doing stuff. I knew it was great stuff.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing that, and hopefully we'll get some more.
Have you got any flyers and stuff we can take to where we work? I don't think we're allowed to say where we work, but where we work.
you can take them to there. I think if you're talking about, I hand them in there anyway.
Okay,
Wicked.
So even like the
I've seen
posters,
some knocking
the
about,
posters for like this event today. So at the end, we had Gmar's Kitchen, we had Caribbean food, we cut 60 people's hair. 87 people come through the door. And this is just an afternoon from 11 till 3 p.m.
Wow.
And we had some of the most amazing barbers from around Leicester, hairdressers as well, big businesses and names that come in, stuff like Barry Stevens. My boy Jesse James as well that runs it. Just too many names that I could roll off, but just so many people willing to help the community, willing to give, and the amount of clothes that we got given as well. So that's just one event that we do multiple times a year. Coming up, we have some more self-development lessons for men and stuff like that. So we've got Jamie McManus, who runs First Legion. He's a world champion coach for Muay Thai fighters and jiu-jitsu. We've got a workshop for life coaching for the ladies on the 9th. We've got a charity football game coming up. We've got a variety show coming up in June. We've got we'll have a hike at the end of May. And there's another big event that I've got at the minute. I'm doing the High Cross Dance Showcase, which is a big, massive dance showcase on the 6th of June in the High Cross Shopping Centre, right in the middle, where we're going to have loads of different styles, loads of different people coming to perform in like community groups to kind of show off their talent. So right up to July, we've got over a handful of big events, and then we run our 3 weekly sessions every Saturday and Sunday as well.
So I would like to add as well, so like, I thought, like, with my ADHD, I've got a lot of balancing plates, like, that sounds like a lot. And I just want to add as well, like, this guy, you don't get paid for this as well. This is charity work, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like the goodness of his heart. This is why we me and Chai both take our hats off to you, do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable work that you're doing, man. Like,
we need 40 minutes for this guy.
Well, that's just what I'm saying. I got told off last time for going over, so we've got to keep him in 20 minutes.
We need 40 minutes to speak to you, Rhys.
It's really commendable, mate. So I didn't mean to cut you off. It's really commendable, mate, and it's incredible. How can people get involved? Like, what's your social media? How can we find you if they want to find you?
So the social medias, they are on Instagram, the Brotherhood Legion.cic, and also for the females, the Sisterhood_Midlands. On Facebook, you're best to follow me at Rhys Thompson, and then we have www.brotherhoodlegion.com for the website as well.
Beautiful. And that's a good point as well. Just whilst we're here, just whilst we mentioned the sisterhood, are we saying that the sisterhood has basically got the same template?
Same template for women.
For the sisterhood, amazing.
This year I've actually put on more workshops for the women than I have managed for the men. So it doubles down for both men and women. The aim of the game is to help everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Would you say, once you got the airtime, would you say, because you've covered a lot of ground there, would you say, is there anything that you might want to reach out for, any kind of support? Is there anything that you're kind of lacking? Is there anything, because there's a lot of people that want to contribute out of their own goodwill, do you know what I mean? Is there anything that you feel like you might want to put out there, or?
Well, just if you're wanting to support a really good movement that's really involved within the community, that's helping your neighbours, your family, your friends and your family, on different levels that you might not see at times, and you want to support men's mental health and support women empowerment and women's mental health and community development, then go to home, go close to home, come and support us, encourage your friends and your family to come and use our services and get out more, get more support, and then let's all just start making it normal to be able to talk about some of the biggest challenges in our lives or the things that we're fearing, and not feel overwhelmed in a sense of judgment from our friends and our family. Let's support our friends and our family a lot more as well in general, not just my group, but just as a society. Let's look after each other.
Beautiful. Breaking the stigma, being able to talk, cracking that code, do you know what I mean? And sometimes someone said to me, do you know what? I said, what was it that done it for you? And he said it was just the fact that someone sat me down with a warm drink and asked me how I truly was that day. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like you're doing that. And
that's it. People just want a little bit of acknowledgement, just don't want to be seen and be heard.
Sorry, Rhys, this might be a silly kind of work-based question, but I feel like I need to ask you, because you're based in the Leicester City, is it only Leicester City people that can get in touch with you guys, or is it Leicestershire?
Leicestershire. Anybody that wants to come down even for a session, I don't care where you're from. If you want to come down and use the service, get in touch with us. Even if you want to, if you're really serious about it and you want to support your community and be of service, and you want to mimic and double what I do, I will go on, a video call with you and see if we can set something up and make a collaboration. Let's make a little franchise, and I'll coach you in creating something that I've got in your own city, and then you can support blokes where you are.
Empire.
Wow.
Empire business.
Wow. Amazing, Rhys. Absolutely amazing. I'm actually taken back. Do you know what? I said to myself, before I come, I said, right, this is going to be nice, and I'm actually quite taken back. I want to ask you so much, such little time. How much time have we got left?
5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah.
You know what would be nice, Rhys? When we do come down, we'll do some more stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? When we do come down, it'd be nice to speak to others as well about the journey that you've helped them go through and where their lives are at now. I think having testimony and being able to share, me and Dave shared the last time, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, that we're loud and proud in recovery. Do you know what I mean? We don't mind sharing the tools that we've been through. We don't mind sharing how we got support. So it'd be nice to highlight, somebody that's actually embodied your service and come through on the other side.
I think, I mean, not just recovery, but mental health. It's everything, isn't it?
That covers
mental
everything. Health, when I say recovery,
it's
everything.
Everything. Do you know what I mean? And I think, especially men as well. There's a stigma where we don't cry.
Yeah,
big boys don't cry. Yeah, and we especially from our generation, that's been ingrained in us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't talk about your emotions, bottle it up.
Yeah,
and it actually takes real masculinity to be you know what? I'm not all right. These are my emotions. This is how I feel. That takes real courage. You know what I mean? And it's good that there's groups like this, because there was nothing like this 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
No.
Nothing.
It's okay to not be okay.
So I made the Brotherhood because there wasn't another men's group. I couldn't find one there, so. I went to find one at the Centre Project, and they shut theirs down because not enough people were coming, and the lads that were coming were already using their normal service, so they just stopped it. So there wasn't one in Leicester. I couldn't find one that's that kind of social group that you could just enter and just kind of not be so much as an Andy's Man Club, where you have to sit down and go around in a circle, but something a little bit more relaxed. But even then, there weren't an Andy's Man Club either.
Yeah. I mean, there's multiple clubs now, isn't there?
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like when shout out to Job. Job has got his movement, which is doing amazing. Yeah. And he gets 20, 30 people on a regular at his sessions. Yeah. Which is incredible. And people, when they said it to me, and I was like, we need more. The more the merrier. And this is what I was saying about this geezer coming down and thinking there's enough success for everybody, and there's enough, people always need different support systems. Yeah. So what works for me is different what works for you.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So that's why it's really nice to have, some that are a little bit more raw, and some that are a little bit more polished, but even the behaviour patterns of different people. Because I've got, even though you're from Broughton, it's hard for the lads that are quite rough to connect with lads that are from a different estate as well. Do you know what I mean?
It's that mentality again, isn't it?
But to break that first barrier, you need to be able to make a space for that. And where I see there's certain groups, say recovery reps. David's a big bloke. He's he's rough around the edges, and they've got a really beautiful crowd down there. But you know what I mean? So all rooms don't look different. But it's about having as many rooms as possible for people to get in.
I agree.
And I think what we said as well about being in recovery, initially everyone thinks it's just drugs and alcohol. It's not. It's all the mental health. But going back to what you're saying, what one cap don't fit all. Do you know what I mean? And that's all right. It's all right. I think it's all right to have different kind of different strokes for different folks, kind of thing. And I think, do you know what is really beautiful? This I think it's amazing that we've got so many guys and girls like ourselves that are just coming out and just putting themselves out there, going out on a limb and saying, you know what, I've struggled with this, so I want to fill the gap with services with this. Do you know what I mean? And putting your time and dedicating your finances and all your efforts into it. Hats off to you, man. Do you know what I mean? Hats off to you. I totally respect anybody that creates something. That's what they're saying here. A solution is found where the problem was.
Yeah, of course.
And it sounds like you've done that. It really does. So
what I like about these groups, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up again.
No.
What I like about these groups, because the job that I do with the services that I work in drug and alcohol services, and I won't suggest anything to my clients unless I've been there myself. Do you know what I mean? And what I like about your group and the other group is it's just the openness and the friendliness. It's literally like a brotherhood. Do Do you know what I mean? And like, it's that identification with other people. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, there's something special. And every time I'm pretty long in the tooth now. I've been doing this for a little while, and I've gone there, and I'm like, wow, I felt a little bit warm inside. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And like, I didn't think I even needed it that day, and I've come out and I feel a lot better. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's the same with what's it called? Recovery reps and what's Chopper's one?
Modern Men Movement.
But that's amazing as well, man. It's just it's just powerful, isn't it? It's just really powerful. There's just something
we need
beautiful.
it. We've had it since we were in tribes. You know, that camaraderie, that tribalism, that the boisterousness and that testosterone, but also that guardianship and that that brothership. That brotherhoodship.
Of course.
We're not meant to be on our own. We're not meant to be in solitude all the time. I think there's a Harvard study on self-development and or human development, and it studied these blokes up into their 50s, and there was loads of them, some of them rich, some of them poor, and one of the biggest indicators for longevity, for living the longest, was having authentic, healthy relationships. So having 2-3 people that you could truly be yourself with, have a laugh and not feel judged, and be open enough to if you need to cry, but also someone that's going to tell you to get off your arse and do something about your life.
Of course,
you know what I mean? So because that's a part of true love as well. It's about accountability. Of
course.
And then that makes you part of something. It makes you feel like you have a standard, or you also have someone that's going to back you up if you fall down a bit and help you out.
It's them foundations, man. It's them do you know what I mean? It's them foundations where you're like, because that bravado goes as well. Do you know what I mean? You learn, you learn, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. We are slowly running out of time, unless we can have another 5. No, 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes.
Yeah, sounds so. I mean, here we are, man. We'll welcome you over. We'll bring you over to Still Standing. We will be changing that over soon, so we'll welcome you over. It'll be really, really nice to have you down. We will come over to you as well. And see exactly what you guys do. I think it's really nice the fact that Dave says to me, right? So talking about sharing the same kind of thing. Dave says to me, "Yo, I want to do what you do," and I said, "Yo, what? I'll bring my cameras down to you. Let's just do it together." Do you know what I mean? And I like how you're sharing that. We don't need to do things separately anymore. We can put stuff together. We can network, and that's how things can happen.
Yeah.
So I totally respect you guys. So just before we do go, we've got about a minute left. Just before we do go, just a quick reminder: if people want to reach out to you, how do they get to you, and where are you guys based? Yeah,
so we're based in the Leicester City Centre. You can get in touch with us by our Instagram, which is the brotherhoodlegion.crc, or Rhys Live to Inspire Lofters, and just get in touch, share our content, and see if we inspire you to even step outside of your comfort zone, and then create some change in your life.